Yes, brothers and sisters, lovers, haters, friends and neighbours, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls and vibrations in the mind of the one true God. Ho, 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 yes. I hope everyone's well. I'm sending love, light and blessings to everybody. Now, I have had a fantastic week. I can't really remember having a better one for quite a while. And surprise, surprise, you guessed it, it's because I've been away from my phone. You know, I haven't had my head in social media or, you know, been looking for things that don't matter. You know, things that simply do not matter. Now, a brother of mine from another mother sent me something last week. I'll try and quote it as best I can. It won't be word for word, but it'll be there or thereabouts. In 100 years, everybody that you know and that you love will all be dead and buried. Any possessions that you own will be owned by somebody else or they'll be in the bin. The car that you own will be long scrapped. The property that you live in or own will be lived in or owned by somebody else. You know, how many of us know our great-granddad's dad, you know? Because when you're gone, you might be remembered for a few short years. You might be a picture or a portrait on somebody's wall. And years after that, you won't even be a memory. Nobody will talk about you. Nobody will discuss you. You'll be simply vanished into the oblivion of history, you know, into the abyss of yesteryear. You know, and if we only thought about this stuff, then 95% of the stuff that we worry about and focus on, we wouldn't give it time. Because if it's not going to matter in 5 years' time, then we shouldn't worry about it for more than 5 minutes today. And that was powerful. And that's something that I'm going to try my best to live by. Now, I've done a lot of reading this week. I've been reading the good book, of course, Genesis. I've been reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And we forget, don't we? I mean, I forget personally, you know, what makes me feel good. You know, being in touch with the non-physical world, spirituality we could call it, makes me feel really good. You know, reading a little study the other day about a lot of scientific research that's gone into the power of prayer and how real and powerful belief is. Anything's possible if you believe. Now, I would love to live, you know, Christian life, if you like. You know, I would love to live that life, but I struggle with it. I'm more open to it than I've ever been, but I'm riddled with character defects and personality flaws, and I don't think there's a character defect out there that I don't possess to one degree or another. You know, and I'm getting there, you know, bit by bit. I'll get there, you know, but like I say, I find it difficult, given my nature. Now, I realise that I'm an easy target, you know, for these types online, because I've got a history. I've been immoral, you know, and I'm emotional and I'm sensitive and I'm vulnerable and I have a temper. And people have had big reactions out of me in the past. So I get it. You know, I'm an easy target. You know, this is the new age, the new world. I've said it before. I'll go everywhere in this town. I get love and respect off everyone. I've been all over the nation. I've been all over Europe last year. And I get recognised and I get respect off everyone. You know, but this online world, you know, it's not the same. It's not the real world. Now, up until social media, now I'm very proud to be the last generation that grew up without smartphones. You know, that was life. That was a childhood. You know, and these kids today will never see that. They'll never get that. You know, it's gone. You know, but before social media, for thousands and thousands of years, men knew their place. If they didn't know, they were taught the place. You know, and if you fucked about, you found out, you know, talk shit, get hit type. That was how it was. It's how it's been for millennia, you know. Now, if you can't fight, or you're physically incapable, or shall we say incapable of violence, that doesn't make you any less of a man. No, sir. You could be a brilliant man. You could be a pillar of the community. You could maybe be in a profession or a job which provides an amazing service for the nation or the community, and you'd be rewarded in wages which you provide for your family, which is what it's all about, really. You know, but those people, I don't want to call them inadequate. I can't call them that. Let's call them incapable, physically inferior types. They had an opinion, of course, but that opinion would never cross the line, because if it did, you know, in the workplace or a pub or a club or in public, you know, somebody would light them up because they crossed the line. That's how it's been for so long. Not now. No, sir, not now. Now, this social medias give everybody a voice. You know, all these people who are incapable or inferior physically, you know, people who couldn't say in the real world what they say online, you know, to give all these people a platform and a voice. And of course, a lot of them would say, you know, we've only got an opinion. You know, yeah, opinions are good. But when you wouldn't voice that opinion in the real world, it carries very little clout and doesn't really mean anything and bears a little significance online, because online, as we know, isn't the real world. But this is the new age. This is the new world. You know, and people who know their place in this world, they have to get used and tolerate, you know, people who don't. And that is just how it is. You know, something we've got to get used to. Now, I know my place in this world. I've been taught my place many times. You know, you could say I got taught my place in my last fight. But growing up especially, you know, I was taught my place. I had a real mouth on me, and I was a fast runner. You know, it wasn't a very clever mix. But I was caught up with a number of times, and I was made to be sorry many, many times. So much so, I learnt my place, and I kept that shut because I knew what would happen if I crossed the line. That realm of existence is no longer reality in this social media spectrum, this world where anybody can say anything about anybody and there's no consideration for consequences, because there is none, you know, and that's how it is. That's what a lot of us have to get used to. You know, like I say, I know I'm an easy target, and I put videos online, so I'm open to scrutiny by all manner of people. I get that, and like I say, I accept that for what it is. You know, you see, there's people out there who I know, so many people that they're not fighters. You know, they're not people who would fight anybody in a physical fight, but you know, if you put them under threat, they will pick up the nearest thing and wrap it right round your melon. You know, fighting doesn't mean anything, but how far are you willing to go in the real world? That means something. I've said it before, you know, action sets men apart in the real world, not words, you know, not comments online. No, sir, you know, it never has been. But I understand that the pleasure that these, you know, incapable, inferior types get out of saying what they want when they want online, because they're doing something, they're achieving something, they're getting under the skin of people that they could never bother in the real world. You know, so I suppose there's a sense of empowerment to it. I get it, I understand it, you know, I see it for what it is, but, you know, it's the new world, it's the way things are. You know, this is what a lot of people have got to get used to. And, you know, when you're a content creator, you know, you're going to get a level of stick. I appreciate that. I've gathered some thick skin. I've had to have had, you know, but watching other people's content at the moment for me is a no-no. You know, the productive week that I've had, the amount of training that I've got in, the amount of peace that I've achieved, you know, internally is incredible over a week. And that's because I haven't been, you know, putting my focus, time, energy and patience into things what do not count. They don't matter. They're meaningless, you know. But we get caught up, don't we? We're slaves to money. We're slaves to our phone. We're slaves to our jobs. You know, we're all guilty of that. We take our eye off what really counts, what matters. You know, family, purpose. Everyone has a purpose. And for those who don't have one, they can create one, a good one. You know, we can all do good in this world. Everybody can improve. You know, there's room for improvement with every individual on earth. If there wasn't, then there would be such a thing as a perfect person. And there simply isn't. You know, nobody's perfect and nobody is invulnerable. You know, that's the real world. You know, but I'm going to make probably a couple of videos over the next couple of days. Then I can see myself having another decent few days off. I've got a few things to say. I've got some products to review and, you know, a message to get back to, which is one of recovery. Now, I'm at a meeting tonight. I'm just heading to Alice's for my tea shortly. I've got a day off tomorrow. I'm trying to get in touch with a friend of mine so we can train and spar. Lily May's staying, so we'll maybe nip out for some breakfast in the morning. But, you know, I just wanted to express my gratitude to everybody and, you know, and say thank you. You know, thank you. We're all a cog. We're all a spoke on the wheel, you know, in this crazy world, you know, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now, brothers and sisters. Boom.